Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Katie. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4. I also run the budget shop PurpleGlimmerBudgets, which is where you're going to find a lot of the products that I use in my videos. You can find my shop on Etsy or also my website, PurpleGlimmerBudgets.com. My husband and I are on a journey to pay off a lot of our high interest debt using the cash stuffing method as a way to control our expenses. If this is something you'd like to follow on with, just keep watching. I'm super excited for today's video. I get to cash stuff a lot of money. It is our tax return money, so I am going to be stuffing all of this money into various categories in my cash envelope system. So this is going to be so much fun. So if this is the first time you're watching me on this channel, hi and welcome. This is a great video to tune into. On this channel, I like to do a lot of cash budgeting items. So cash stuffings, cash unstuffing, savings challenges, cash condensing, anything like that. So if that's the type of content you like, definitely consider sticking around and subscribing. So this is going to be a very large cash stuffing. Our tax return was $4,213, and I have all of that money here in cash, and we will stuff it in these various envelopes. Now, in an ideal world, we would not want to have any sort of tax refund because basically you're giving the government a free loan with your money and then they're giving it back to you. However, I'm very thankful for this tax refund because my husband recently lost his job, so he's still searching for a new job. So I'm really hoping that he gets one soon. He's reached out to a bunch of recruiter contacts. He's exploring like contract work. And so I'm very hopeful that he will get something soon. So had we not had this money, things would be a little bit tighter because we're finding lots of pockets of money when we need them. So I am very thankful for that. So that is awesome. Another reason why we can sometimes get this large of a tax refund is with me having my Etsy shop, I am considered self-employed. And so I run my Etsy shop like a business. So I qualify to take business expenses against that. And this year, and quite a few of the years that I've been open, we've had some large expenses that can go against my business that, for instance, I moved my business from our main floor down to our basement. Well, when I was moving into the basement, I'm like, I can't move it down here with the window in the basement because it was never put back right when we finished our basement. So I'm like, I can't have my product be near a window that's letting all kinds of bugs in. So I'm like, if I'm moving it to the basement, we definitely need to replace the window. Well, none of our windows had been replaced since this house was built. And I want to say this house was built in like 2007. So they were original windows. So it's probably about time to get them replaced because honestly, the builder did not put the best windows in. So we replaced all of our windows. However, I was able to take the cost of one of the windows against my business. So, because it's actually in my office and this area is only used for my office. So that was a pretty decent expense that could go against my business. So I think that's probably a big reason why we get such a large tax return, because you can factor that into your tax forms that you fill out, because most of our taxes go through my husband's job because he's a W-2 employee. So we could adjust the W-2 down, and we do adjust it. We adjust it to account for our kids. So that accounts for the $8,000 child tax credit that we get. But then above that, my husband has been working on his master's degree, so we get some education credits from that. I have student loans, so we get some student loan interest from that. So we get various deductions and credits that allow us to get such a large refund that I would be a little bit concerned going the opposite way to adjust the W-2 down, because I would be afraid that we'd go having to pay. So it's kind of a little bit of a nice surprise. And at the end, so we have some crazy tax deductions that not a lot of people always have. So that's kind of where it comes from. But in an ideal world, it would be nice to have his W-2 adjusted, so we're getting all of this money throughout the year. But I'm very thankful for it given the situation. So let's go ahead and count this and make sure it's all here. I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way. So I have lots of it in hundreds, and they'll probably be swapped out very soon, but I wanted to have all of it accounted for in cash. So let's go ahead and start counting the hundreds. You know, I like to, if you've been here, you know I like to count in bundles of 500, so we'll do that. I think I'll do 500s, but when I get 2, I'll stack them up. So you'll see. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, so that's 1,000, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, 1,000. For these hundreds, I'm like, I'm just gonna go straight to the thousands. 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and then this one, 100, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 80, 500. Let's swap this under here. So that's 3,000. And then 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85. And then 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 60, 83, 20, 40, 60, 84, 20, 40, 60, 85. So this is 4,000. So then we should have 213 here. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 92, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. So perfect. It is all here. So I stuck to a lot of 20s, and then there is one category that is getting a very substantial amount, so that's why I got so many hundreds, because I'm like, I don't even know that that envelope would be able to handle that amount in 20s, so I'm like, let's just go to the 100. So let me get this over here. So I am going to start in this binder. This is my like holiday binder. I'm actually adding a new envelope into it. I'm adding this rainy day envelope. I made a massive custom envelope order for a customer, and so I ended up having to go into another sheet because I made a mistake on one of them of envelope stickers. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna use this sheet to kind of make some fun designs for myself. So I made this rainy day envelope. Let me know, should I go ahead and add this to my list? I thought it was fun. I loved the glittery watercolor rain clouds. This is just my vibe. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna use that background and put rainy day on it, because I think she had a rainy day envelope. I'm like, that's so awesome. Actually, I think hers was rainy / snowy day. So I'm like, I want to do the rainy day. So this is kind of where I want to stockpile some of our tax return money. I'm gonna put this at the back to kind of get us through if my husband's job hunt goes longer than we hope. So this is actually getting quite a bit. This is getting almost all of these. It's getting 2,500. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So it's getting all but one of the 100s. I mean, it probably could have had handled a little bit of the 20s, but this is good because this is 26 bills. That's why I love these factory made envelopes, because if I was trying to do 26 bills in a handmade envelope, the seams would be popping. I mean, this is even bulging, but the seams would be popping really bad. And it has nothing to do with the person who is making the envelope. It's just the nature of the adhesion of the lamination. So the lamination is easy to pull apart, especially when you have the exposed edge and stuff, because like there's a lot of force you can put on this that can pop the edges. So again, that is not any knock to anyone's handmade envelopes. The creators that are making those, they're absolutely amazing, and they usually do have the disclaimer of stick to like 15 bills or under, or it can bulge. But as you can see, I'm very much an overstuffer. So when I came across these factory made envelopes, I'm like, I love them. They are so durable. What can I do to make them kind of look like those custom handmade envelopes? And so this is kind of my idea for that. So I have a few designs out there on my Etsy shop. If you want something custom, shoot me a message. I love working on custom items, and I'm happy to do that, because I had my customer for my bulk envelope order. She's like, hey, I have these 3 different binders. These are the colors. I want something floral. Are you willing to do that? I'm like, sure, I love that. So I shot her over some different designs that I had, and she picked what she liked. She actually settled on like one of my absolute favorite designs, which is my it's like a pretty floral. I showed it when I made her envelopes. I think I showed it off in a video there. Also, if you're following me on Instagram, I have a reel of it where I show off all of the envelopes I made for her. So she loved the design, so I color shifted it to the different colors that she wanted. She wanted pink, purple, and gray. So I absolutely love that design. I probably need to list it on my Etsy shop. I just haven't gotten to it. But anyways, so rainy day got to 2,500, and then Easter is also getting some money because it is coming up. here is kind of a overview of what I'm going to be stuffing, so you can kind of get a sneak peek for that. So Easter is getting 100. So, and I also did that with the final 100 bill. So Easter now has 120. So there we go. And this binder is stuffed with everything that I'm going to from this cash. Okay. And then on this binder, I'm going into my 52 weeks, which does not have any sort of label to it. It just kind of is this empty envelope. I haven't been able to figure out what I want to do, if I want to just do a tracker like I did like this for last year, or whether I want to do a binder like this. I'm leaning very much towards a binder like this. I just haven't gotten a chance to make mine, so I'm just stockpiling it in here, and then I'll probably film a video in which I move it from here and then into this binder, so that will be awesome. Probably in that same video, because I need to move this binder into this binder. So I like the size of this binder as opposed to this. This is the binder that I used last year and I loved it. I was bummed out that I did not sparkle my insides. So when I remade this one, I made sure to make them sparkle, because I had the idea to do the cover, but a customer really wanted the insides and I loved how hers turned out. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do that for mine. So I needed to redo that slightly anyways. So I'm like, let me just make it to the smaller size because it fits better into my cash caddy. So I need to move a lot of this cash or representation of cash, because I have moved into having placeholders on some of these. So I'm probably going to make these placeholders for this as well. So I think moving this into this binder and then this into a binder like that would probably be a fun video to film. So that's something that I will potentially do, but let's go ahead and cash stuff this. So going back into here for my 52-week challenge, I'm putting $140 in there. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40. Because I think I counted up the weeks, and that should catch this up to the current week of the year. At least that's my thought, because I wanted to get my 52-week challenge for this year on track to finish by the end of the year. So I'm just catching that up. So as you can probably tell and guess, my 52-week challenge is going to be $20 per week for this year. Last year it was 10, so I'm like, you know what, let's just double it. So that's what I'm doing. So that is everything here. So this houses my month ahead money. So I did finish my month ahead binder, so that is awesome. So I have that here. If we have to tap into this, given this him not having income, I'm happy to do that. So this is $5,250 in there with placeholders. So a lot of it's safe in the bank. And then this is my $1, $5, $10, and $20 denomination challenge. So I basically, if I have any money left over in my purple wallet in particular, I will roll it into here and get those funded. So just kind of a incentive to try and not spend all my money, but I'm still trying to adjust myself to be a little bit lower spender. I'm making progress, but I'm not super low spend yet. So I'm trying to get there. It's a progress. It's a journey. It's not like you can't change overnight all the time. So that's what's going on there. Now let's go ahead and knock out this binder. So this one is getting 118. So that's where I was able to clear out the random 13 or whatever dollars. So, and then I add an extra 5 in there. So this is 100 there. This is 18. So I need 100, 20, 40, 60, 81. So basically I'm just going to randomly put it into envelopes. I'm going to start towards the back because I think this will clear out the 42. So 20, 40, 1, 2. So that's this. And then I think I'm also planning on doing the next 40. So let's move our bookmark and put this here. Okay, so these are not in right order. I'm like, what is going on here? At least I don't think they are. Nope, they're not. So let's put this in right order. Probably went a little fast when I was putting this in. So there we go. Because actually, no, what happened was I unstuffed and then this because I was pretty far ahead, and then I just needed some cash to cover some expenses. So I'm like, since I have until October to finish this, then let's go ahead and take care of this. And so I have $36 left. So let's find that one. So we're jumping ahead a little bit. So I still don't know if I'm going to keep stuffing this for what it is, because this was to pay back for my splurge on myself, which was my robot vacuum and mop. So I bought it from Amazon, and I have an Amazon credit card, and so does my husband. Can't remember which credit card we used. My credit card has now been enrolled in the hardship plan, so it's not getting any interest and stuff. So my requirement to try and pay that card off aggressively is next to nothing, because it doesn't benefit me to pay it off any faster than what it's currently on. So I have 0 interest for 5 years, and all I'm doing is paying whatever the current balance is. So any extra money that I would put towards that would actually be better to be put towards other debts, because there's interest attached. So if this is on his card, then I might continue this on for paying off his card. If not, we'll figure out something else for this. I might continue on, because this is just another extra a bit of money. I forget how much this saves, but it saves a decent amount. So this is done. Okay, and then the next one is our Christmas savings challenge. And I'm gonna stuff 8 envelopes in here because I'm doing 240. So let me find where we're at. So we're here. So 10, 20, and we need to stuff this one. Okay. So let me put this up here. Perfect. So we've completed this one. There we go. And then let's see. I need to do, so that was 1. So I'm gonna stuff all of this one and then everything but 1 on this one. So let's keep stuffing. So that was 30. So this is 60, 90, 120. These top ones are a little bit harder to stuff, especially on camera. This was 120. This is 150. And then 180. I'm gonna stuff these up here because they're a little bit more challenging, so why not? Okay, and then, so that was 180, 210, so 210 and then 240. There we go. So this is coming along really well. Again, I'm probably going to move this into my smaller challenge, so that'll be a fun video to see. And then once I do that, I might unstuff a little bit more of this and put it back to our high yield savings account, so that way it can do some work for us. I like to, last year I stuffed into like a Christmas envelope, and then once I got quite a bit, I then stuffed it into that and just kept it all in cash. This year I'm just stuffing directly into that. And then every so often I'm unstuffing and putting a placeholder card and putting it back to the bank, because I don't want $3,000 just to be like sitting around. I like to try to get as much and put that back into our high yield savings account as possible. I like the benefit of stuffing it originally in cash and getting that like tangible benefit of like feeling the cash, but I also do like the benefit of having money in the bank. So that's not something that I need to be spending out of throughout the year. So that's kind of why it's okay to go back to safekeeping. As we get closer to Christmas, I will then convert it back into cash and eventually move it into, once it's completed. Last year I did really good. I completed it like before I needed to spend it, like I had it all completed. So then I took that from that binder and moved it into a spending wallet with all the different spending categories. So like for myself, my husband, our 4 kids, my in-laws and my mom, our siblings, which we ended up not exchanging with because we didn't all get together, and we were supposed to exchange with our nieces and nephews, but we didn't get together, so we didn't have to do that. Teachers and all the various different spending categories for Christmas, I allocated it across there, and then that helped me stay in budget. And so I'm very thankful that I know that we stayed in budget. We might have had a little bit of excess, but I don't remember. But I do know that I'm pretty sure we did not go over at all, so that was awesome. So let's continue on. So this one, you know what, I'm just gonna cheat and I'm gonna put this here so that way you guys can also see what I'm doing. I don't know if you guys can see very well or not, but I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in here. Let's see, I want to still see the denominations. We're good. So I did all of those already, so we can move those up. And then these are just the various categories. I copy and paste this, so I just kind of kept the different binders. I color code everything. So this is my pink wallet, that's my blue wallet. This is usually color coded, but this is the gray wallet, and then this is my mint wallet. So it kind of gives you an idea of what's going on. So let's do the gray wallet. So swim lessons, I think, is the only thing getting any money, and I forgot, but I am going to need some markers. I think this, and then new bed. Okay, let me grab those 2 markers. So these are the 2 markers I should use. So 175, I believe, is enough to completely close out swim lessons. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, and then 75. So 25, 50, 75, 100, 25, 50, 75. Awesome. So we should have 1250 here. So let me get the cash all organized. I think I have it all organized. I do. So I have 1,000 in the bank, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 30, 40, 5, 50. Perfect. So we will be able to consolidate this and then move it all to the bank. So that'll be awesome. Actually, I did complete a challenge, so let me do that as well. I'm bad about remembering that, but I also participate in the Ding 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 challenge. So there's my Ding 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 envelope. I'm gonna grab $2 because I'm also, I think, gonna be completing the bed. So I have $2 extra. So let's ring the bell and let's put the $1 in for the swim lessons. This is just a fun little way to get a little bit of extra earnings, or savings, I should say. So we are good there. And then I believe the $40 for the new bed completes this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and each one's 10, so yes. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll ring the bell. And then I will put the $1 in here. And then I think I am going to be saving onto this for the whole year. And then we'll see at the end how much I was able to do. Let's go ahead and count this. I'm just curious where I stand at. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So it looks like we will be able to condense this in my next cash condensing, which that'll be fun. I don't know when that's going to be. It might be a couple weeks from now. We will see. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way. Okay, so let's make sure that we have all $500 here. So we have 100, 200, 300, 400, 20, 40, 60, 80, 90, 100, so that's 500. So I will be condensing this down in my next cash condensing to a $500 placeholder, and then we can also move that out and have it paid off. Okay, now let's go into this one. So I am putting $100 to personal care, so 20, 40, 60, 81, not personal care, household. I was thinking about doing something to personal care, but I'm like, we don't really use that category too much. So I'm like, let me buff up my household. So we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 30. And then let's see, clothing is getting 100. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So clothing has 100, 200, 300, 20, 40, 50. So 350, which is awesome. So that way, if I want to go splurge on my kids for some clothing, as we get into the warmer weather, we can. We need to go through their closets and see what they have, see what fits, see what they need, and then maybe buy them some clothes. For kids, it's getting 200. This might be a little bit much giving to them. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82. So if I end up going over in clothing, I'm happy to steal from kids. So we have 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 50. So 250 here now, but I'm going to be honest, 100 of this is already spent. My kids had a 7-foot trampoline in the back of our yard. They absolutely loved it. We got it from a friend for free. It was not in the most amazing condition. It wasn't awful, but it wasn't in the best condition. Also, trampolines dry rot very easily and have problems. So my kids started tearing the foam off of the poles and everything like that. So they just did not take the best care of it. So we ended up having to tear it down last year and we disposed of it. But our youngest, she's getting to the point where she can go out and play. And so she's 2.5, almost 3. So she loves bouncing on our indoor trampoline. So like, you know what, we probably need to get another trampoline because it's a 7-footer. It's not that far off the ground. And then it has a fully enclosed net. So it's normally like $160 trampoline. And so I found it on sale for like $100. I don't know that I've ever seen it any lower than that. So I'm like, let me go ahead and snag that while it's on sale. So 100 of this has already been spent and will be unstuffed in tomorrow's video, but it's here now, so that way I don't have to do an IOU, so that's perfect. Pet care is getting 100. This is probably too much, but we will go for it. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So in pet care, we have 120. And then car maintenance is not doing anything. And then I'm buffing up lawn care, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. Still need to talk to my husband and figure out what we're doing for lawn care. I don't know if the same company wants to cut us. So 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, hold on. 100, 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, so 260. Because last year one of their workers went a little crazy with the weed whacker, and so they damaged our house. And we submitted a claim to our insurance, which kind of went against them because they did the damage, to have our siding taken care of. And our whole entire house is getting excited because of that. So I don't know if they want to continue to cut our house or not, but they may not have too bad of feelings. So they did finish out the rest of the season for us. They could have dropped us right then. I mean, honestly, in the grand scheme of things, their amount that they had to pay towards that was not very much. All they did was have to cover our deductible, which was like a little over $1,000. And our whole entire house getting recited was close to $20,000. So, I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it didn't come out that bad because our siding is no longer manufactured. So that's why we got a whole new house of siding. So I will talk to my husband and figure out what we're doing for lawn care. It's just easier for us to pay someone to do it. I mean, if things get really bad and he doesn't find a job, we're not in a contract with the lawn service. We can always just cancel it at any time and he can cut. We just don't have a lawnmower, and we were having the hardest time when we did have a lawnmower. Like every time my husband go to pull the lawnmower we had, the cord would like rip and stuff, and it just, at the time, it just made more sense because it was easier to pay someone to do it because they could get it done a lot faster. My husband wasn't having to be out there and doing it and taking time away from being able to do stuff more around the house. So that's why we did that. We will reevaluate that as we continue to be with him unemployed. If it goes for a really long period of time, then we'll probably have to get a lawnmower and do it ourselves. Otherwise, for now, we're maintaining for the lawn care. So let's see. The next one is birthdays. It's getting 100. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. So let's see here. This is birthdays, I think. Yeah. So right here. So birthdays has 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 45. So 145. And then vacations is getting the remaining. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82. Yes, with him being unemployed, we could cut vacations, but vacations are kind of important to our family. It's our way to kind of get away and unwind. So as of right now, I'm continuing to put it in here. If we have to remove it from here and use it for other things, that's possible. But for now, I'm earmarking it for our vacations. So we have 1,000, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900. So close to 2,000. So 20, 40, 60, 81. So that's 2,000. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60. So 2,160 towards vacations, which is awesome. So again, if we've got to take this money and put it elsewhere, that's fine. But for now, I want to earmark a vacation so that way we can continue on with that. We have a vacation coming up in the end of May, and then we have a vacation coming up like mid-July. So those are kind of what we have big and planned. So I'm hoping that we can kind of stick to it. I mean, you can't necessarily always live life to like be super strict, not spend money and stuff like that. You only live one life, so you want to enjoy it as much as you can. Again, I kind of come at things from a different perspective when it comes to cash. I'm not willing to live bare bones to pay my debt off super fast because I lost my dad at 12, so I know how very easy it is for life to end and how you're not guaranteed anything in life. So I want to enjoy the life I have. I want my kids to enjoy the life that I'm able to give for them while I'm here. So the debt will always be there. I mean, hopefully it won't. You can always continue to pay the debt off at your leisure, whatever you can afford. So as of right now, we have a handle on it and it's fine. So I want to be able to enjoy what we can. But again, I just come at it a different philosophy with having that type of a life experience. I'm never going to tell you how you're doing your budget is wrong. If it works for you, that's great. Now, if you ask, well, any suggestions to make things better, I'm happy to give suggestions, but I'm never going to judge someone in the way in which they do their budgeting because everyone is different. Every budget is different. So, anyways, that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around and watching me cash stuff that tax return. Again, ideally, I would like to not have a tax return because then we would have been having all that money throughout the year. But this year, I am very, very thankful for it given the timing. So hopefully he finds something soon. And if he does, I will be super excited. And then we can kind of go back to our normal game plan. But for now, we're just kind of making things work. So for the next month, we're good to go. We have everything covered. If it goes beyond that, then things might be a little bit more interesting on where I figure out where to get the money. I mean, we still have a decent stockpile that it's not like we're gonna go completely broke after a month. It just ideally, we'd like him to at least know he's getting a new job in the month or so, which may not be a realistic goal, but that's what we're aiming for. So anyways, again, that's all I have for today, guys. Thank you so much for sticking around, and I'll catch you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.